Are you looking for a massive LLC business loan with fair credit or bad credit and fast approval from a bank? Here is a review I really want you to pay attention to. Number 5, we have a Bank of America. Our score, 8.9 over 10. So if you are, let's say if you're an LLC and you happen to have a great relationship with Bank of America and you have bad or fair credit, even if you are a startup, you are going to love Bank of America when it comes to a massive LLC business loans, because the bank really does a lot of stuff in terms of helping you get your LLC business loan approved real fast. Now, this is still a bank, so you're not going to be approved like today or tomorrow, right? It will take about 3 to 5 business days. But in some states in the country, basically Bank of America is trying to really do a great job at it when it comes to accelerating the process for LLC business loan approval. Okay, so we love this a lot. And what we love here also is that Bank of America has been more aggressively building their LLC business loan program for the last 5 years. Actually, we have been seeing that. And so they do a lot of stuff. And when it comes to LLC business loans, and they do business term loans, but they also do SBA loans. Sometimes they also do unsecured business lines of credit. So they do secured and unsecured business term loans for LLCs. They also do secured and unsecured business line of credit for LLCs. So you do have a very diverse program when you go to Bank of America. What we love, by the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. And we are quickly talking about massive LLC business loans with fair or bad credit from Bank of America. And we're talking from banks in general. We have 5 banks that we're going to talk about in today's conversation. And Bank of America is a great bank here. And with Bank of America, you can be approved all the way to $10 million. Okay. Obviously, your LLC has to have the financial profile, the operational profile to qualify for this gigantic amount. But what I'm trying to say here is that the potential is there. Okay. I mean, Bank of America has a strong balance sheet. We're speaking here about a banking behemoth. There is a colossus. So they do have the balance sheet to finance all kinds of transactions all the way to $10 million. Okay. So they also offer commercial real estate loans for your LLC. They do franchise financing for your LLC. They provide payroll services for your LLC. And they actually do also vehicle loans for your LLC. So they do have a large constellation when it comes to massive LLC business loans. Again, the maximum here is $10 million, and the FICO score minimum is 565. Number 4, we have Capital One. Our score, 9 over 10. So when you think about a massive LLC business loan with fair credit, you will love Capital One. The reason why I said that, Capital One is trying to really help you out in terms of giving you the resources you need. And what we love here is a Capital One. Now, the only problem that we have found is a Capital One is geo-restricted, unlike Bank of America that has branches all over the country. So when you think about it, so if you're looking for a bank with a quasi sort of like ubiquity when it comes to branches, you will love Bank of America. But if you're looking for a bank that is constantly helping you provide let's say a bespoke service, you will love Capital One. Capital One is not available in all 50 states. They're available mostly in the Northeast. So if you are in that geography, if your LLC is located or operates out of that geography, you will love Capital One. And with Capital One, you have access to a lot of massive LLC business loans. Now, they don't give you up to 10 million. They'll give you up to 5 million. But if you have a strong relationship with the bank, they can actually, in some cases, they'll bump you up all the way to 7.5 million. I mean, that's the maximum loan transaction we have seen for LLCs out of Capital One. So with Capital One, you do have also a large catalog of LLC business loans. And it doesn't matter if you have fair credit or bad credit, they'll take care of you. As long as you have a strong relationship with the bank, they'll take care of you. And the minimum FICO score that Capital One will accept is 583. That's what we have seen. And I'm telling you, empirical evidence we have seen 583. And we have heard that in some parts of the country, they'll go all the way down to 560, depending on the relationship you have with Capital One. So they do provide a ALC business installment loans. They do LLC trade credit, LLC merchant services, LLC lines of credit, business lines of credit, LLC SBA loans, 7A and a 504 program, LLC business equipment and vehicle loans, and so an LLC business credit card. So they do provide a large constellation, a large catalog of ALC business credit. So Capital One, our score 9/10. Number 3, we have Wells Fargo. Our score, 9.2/10. So, by the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about the top 5 massive LLC business loans for fair or bad credit coming from banks. Okay? Because everybody thinks when you have bad credit, you can't go to a bank and get credit. No. And we are here to prove you, based on empirical evidence that we see every day from our own business clients, that basically you can actually qualify for an LLC business loan even if you have fair or bad credit. It's totally possible. So when you think about Wells Fargo, you have another giant in the banking industry. Okay, even though Wells Fargo doesn't cover the whole country, but they do cover a lot of the country. So we think, for us, is part of the top 4 when it comes to banks in the States. Okay, so, and you have Wells Fargo, Chase, you have Citi, and Bank of America. So the thing here is that when you think about Wells Fargo, what we love about Wells Fargo is that you have access to the breadth and depth of credit products for your LLCs, and we also love the fact that they are very flexible. Wells Fargo, you can be approved for a maximum of $10 million, not a problem. Here is a bank that has the balance sheet, that has the monetary heft to really sort of help you out, not a problem at all. Okay, boss. And what I want to say here is that you have access to a large collection of LLC business credit products. So we're speaking about commercial loans. We're talking about LLC SBA loans, LLC business lines of credit, LLC commercial real estate loans, LLC business credit cards, LLC healthcare practice financing products, LLC merchant services. So here again, we are speaking about a bank that can actually offer you the breadth and depth of the service that you need. What we love also with Wells Fargo is that they have a series of programs in the country whereby they're really helping, like they're setting up special desks to help LLCs specifically. Now, they don't run this program in the whole country, but they do. We have seen some pockets of it. We've seen, for example, this happening in New York. We've seen it in Illinois. We've seen it in California. We've seen it in Georgia. We've seen it in North Carolina. We have seen it also in New Mexico. We have seen it in Massachusetts. We have seen it in New Jersey. So what Wells Fargo is doing here is that they're actually setting up small pockets of LLC business credit guidance. So within branches, they're training a new group of elite let's say counselors who will really explain to you the LLC business loan process. So this is really cool. Number 2, we have a Live Oak Bank. Our score, 9.6/10. So this is another bank that really will give you a massive loan amounts. Now, with Live Oak, you're not getting $10 million for your LLC business loan. You're getting $5 million. That's the maximum. Okay. But hey, listen, it is still something. Okay. The thing is that a lot of folks haven't heard of Live Oak Bank. This is because this bank has an advantage over all the other banks, is because it's an online bank. So it doesn't have a network of brick and mortar branches for you to go to, but you can still get all the LLC business loans that you need, LLC business credit products that you need. This is fantastic, okay? And they actually do a lot of LLC business loans, but they tend to focus based on based on our analysis, they tend to focus more on SBA 7A loans and 504 loans, okay? But again, they do offer all kinds of loans. So they do offer LLC agricultural loans, for example, LLC commercial loans, LLC savings, and LLC cities. So the bottom line here is that with Live Oak Bank, you do not have access to the I would say a broad catalog of LLC business credit products as what you will have at Wells Fargo, Capital One, Bank of America. Okay. Well, Live Oak Bank is an online bank, but hey, listen, they are still kicking ass anyway. The bank is still kicking ass anyway. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm talking to you about the top 5 massive LLC business loans with fair or bad credit coming from banks. Because again, people think that when you have bad credit, you cannot qualify for an LLC business loan from a bank, and we are here to prove to you that that notion is totally false. Totally false, okay? And boss, one thing I want to say here is that what we love about Live Oak Bank is the customer service. Oh yeah, they don't have no physical branches for you to visit. Yes, that's true, but they are actually compensating this quote unquote structural weakness by giving you excellent customer service. So when you have a problem, you give them a call, they'll call you back, or they'll just answer real quick. And so you can also contact them through the app. So they have an app, and you can contact them through the app, or you can just contact them via email also. But they're really fast. We love that. We love the responsiveness of Live Oak. Fantastic. Number one, the best of the best in our view. When it comes to massive LLC business loans with fair credit, we have Chase Bank. Our score, 9.9 over 10. So when you think about Chase, I want you to think about the ultimate financial behemoth in the country as of now. And when it comes to LLC business loans, Chase is really great. Now, the only problem, it's not a problem. The only thing is, you have seen with all the other four players, you need to have a relationship with Chase. Okay, you can't just walk into a Chase Bank and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm here. I want to have an LLC business loan for for 1 million or 10 million. And but do you have an account with us? No, not yet. I'm thinking about it. Or how long have you have an account with us? Well, maybe 1 year. No. With Chase, you need to build a relationship. You need to really cultivate a relationship. And this doesn't happen over several months. No, it happens over several years. Now, I'm not saying if you don't have the relationship over several years, you're not going to qualify, because every situation is different. I mean, maybe you might qualify, maybe based on your geography, the state you are applying from, or let's say the particulars of your LLC business plan. Those things can really work in your favor. If you are a startup, you can still qualify. But what we have seen by and large, you need to have at least 2 years of experience with Chase to actually qualify. In terms of FICO score, 580 is the minimum. Okay, with Live Oak Bank, I forgot to tell you that the FICO score was 600. Okay, and so with Chase, 580 is the minimum. And the cool thing here is that you can get approved all the way to $10 million. So similar to Capital One, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase does have the financial heft to really accompany you, to actually support you in all kinds of projects. Okay, and one thing I also want to say here is that with Chase, you do have access to a large collection of LLC business loans, LLC business lines of credit, LLC merchant services. So but the only thing is, Chase is not really known for excellent customer service. But the thing is, you get customer service if you go to a branch. Don't try to run your LLC business loan. Don't try to manage it over the phone. You're not going to get the support you need real quick. But if you do go to a branch, they do have the stellar customer service at the branch. Here's the overview I really want to give you. I want to talk to you a little bit about when we talk about massive LLC business loans with fair or bad credit, it's important to understand that you can get those loans from banks. Yes. I think I have established that notion in today's conversation already. So now everybody's clear that you can get those loans from banks. But when we talk about banks, with banks, you do have access to a large collection of LLC business loans. Okay, you have the traditional LLC business term loans. You have LLC business lines of credit. You have LLC SBA loans. You have LLC small business equipment loans. You have LLC long-term business real estate loans, the CRE, the commercial real estate loans. You have an LLC. So the bottom line here is that don't actually restrict yourself. If you go into a bank right now and you have an LLC and you have a bad credit or a fair credit, do not restrict yourself and say, you know what? Yeah, I'll never be approved anywhere because my credit is bad, or because my company's financial situation is not really rosy. No, what you want to do here is you want to have three things. Okay, when you go to a bank, you want to have three things. But first thing, you need to have a relationship with that bank. You need to have an existing relationship with the bank. So what that means is you got to have LLC business accounts. It can be LLC business checking or LLC business savings. And the thing is that you must have transactions flowing into that account. So simply opening an account and just putting like $5 or $10 in the account and not doing anything in the account and just hoping to build a relationship that way, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. The bank needs to see some movement, some cash inflows, some cash outflows over time to be able to see, okay, this LLC is real legit. This LLC is like what we're seeing, cash inflows and cash outflows. We're seeing the transactional volume here. So there is a relationship being built here. And when it comes to LLC business credit products, we can actually oblige and we can help this LLC go to the next level. Okay. So first you got to have the relationship. Second, you need to have a business plan. And third, an LLC business plan. And third, you need to have your financial projections or financial statements. It can be actual data or projected data. And when we talk about financial data, we are actually including in that category also your LLC business tax returns. So we're speaking about your 1065 along with all the schedules K1 that you have sent to the IRS in the last 3 years. Here are a few pro tips that I want to give you. See, the whole thing is when we talk about traditional banks. So if you're looking for a massive LLC business loan, fair or bad credit from a bank, what you have to constantly have in mind that it is possible, if they don't qualify you, you do have access to 3 other LLC business credit outlets. You can go to a credit union. Oh yeah. You can go to an online lender. Oh yes. And you can go to an alternative lender. So depending on the states and the niche, the sector, the economic sector that your LLC is in, you will find that some credit unions are better for you than traditional banks when it comes to approving massive LLC business loans for fair or bad credit. But similar to banks, with credit unions, you need to have an existing relationship in addition to being a member. So, and some credit unions will want you to have the hybrid membership in terms of a personal membership, but also business membership. So you do have that sort of conditions there. Okay. And one thing I also need to tell you here is that, so that's the first category. So with credit unions, things are happening at a very local level. So if you want to choose a credit union for your LLC business loan program, so for your LLC business loan needs, choose a local credit union. So a branch whereby you can go to that branch and sit with the loan rep, and they will explain everything to you, as opposed to choosing an online credit union, let's say a credit union that covers the whole country, but then doesn't have the sort of a geographic footprint, the branch footprint that you need. You need physical presence. You need human element. You need a human element here. And so you have the credit unions. You also have the second one. You have the online lenders. So you have online lenders that provide massive LLC business loans for fair or bad credit to all over the country. So we're speaking about business like Blue Vine, for example. We have On Deck, we have Smart Base. So we do have a lot of players that actually fill the gap that the banks have left. And you have the third category. Here you have the alternative lenders. So alternative lenders, they do come in two flavors. First, you have the loan, like the loan marketplaces like Lendu or NBC, National Business Capital. And then you also have the second category, which are like more traditional alternative business lenders. I'm speaking about the Kalamata Group. I'm speaking about the Balboa Capital. I'm speaking about the unsecured finances. I'm speaking about a lot of players in that ecosystem. Okay, and you have it. You can actually have so in addition to the LLC massive business loans, your LLC can also qualify for a merchant cash advance. You can also have a secured business loan. I mean, today's conversation, I spoke to you mostly about unsecured business loans, but you also have the possibility of having a secured LLC business loan. Thank you so much. I want to quickly acquaint you with the approach we have on this show when it comes to categorizing, listing, and evaluating massive LLC business loans of fair or bad credit. Check this out right now. So quickly doing a recap here. Number 1, we have a Chase Bank, our score 9.9 over 10. Number 2, we have a Live Oak Bank, 9.6 over 10. Number 3, we have Wells Fargo, 9.2 over 10. Number 4, we have a Capital One, 9 over 10. And number 5, we have a Bank of America, 8.9 over 10. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.